Art trading is an industry with a market value estimated around $64.12 billion, because single pieces of art are evaluated to astonishing high price tags. And a lot of elements play into that, such as provenance, which depends on who owned the piece in the past, whether a celebrity or historical figure. Best example for this is when Rothko's White Center jumped from less than $10,000 to $72 million, just because David Rockefeller owned it at some point. Attribution is the most common reason, which is setting the price based on who made the art piece, but it must require a deep process of authentication to confirm that it belongs to that certain artist. The thrill of auction. This really doesn't have much to do with the art piece itself, but sometimes millionaires and billionaires like to compete against each other in auctions just for the sake of winning the bid more than for the sake of owning the art piece itself, which ultimately raises the price of the art. Historical significance. A lot of time, art gets entangled with historical/political events, or it reflects the era that piece of art was created in. And some pieces gets more expensive for being a piece of history as much as being a piece of art. Love and passion. This is when the price of the piece gets raised because of the buyer themselves, and it is when the buyer is really passionate about certain pieces that they are willing to pay whatever for the sake of obtaining it, and it is more common among collectors. And lastly, technical factors. Art appraisers look at pricing the pieces from a professional angle, where they look into stuff like market demand, art liquidity, where they make sure there's always art to sell, and even valuation for taxes, and so on. Even though these have nothing to do with why would someone buy the art, but they do play a role in the final price tag. All these elements made some art pieces reach insane amounts of money, and the top most valuable pieces of art in the world are the card players, Interchange, Salvator Mundi, and those goddamn Spider-Man pictures.